Over a half a century ago, in 1948, a forestry school was established in the very heart of the old Lua Manor, amidst the forests of Vuorema, with their diverse species between beautiful lakes and drumlins. The school has halls meeting international standards for forestry machines and landscape architecture, an instruction building with lecture rooms, and modern dormitories that turn this into a home away from home for those of the 400 students at Lua who have come here from far away. As in earlier times, the heart of the school is still the old manor house that was built in 1734. The history of the manor and the school is showcased in the exhibits of the museum room. The diverse and beautiful natural environment in Lua has inspired us to add other specialties to our curriculum in addition to our forestry topics, all of them having to do with trees. The historical park with its unique layout and a tree nursery with approximately 800 species have provided everything we require for developing areas of specialization having to do with gardening and nature tourism. Thanks to this, the Lua Forestry School is an unequaled nature-oriented educational center in Estonia. Those who regard the outdoors with a sense of adventure or like to simply connect with nature and have a high school diploma are awaited to learn how to become trek guides. A nature trek guide knows plants, animals, birds, insects, and their ways of life, is familiar with cultural and nature lore, has a good command of trekking techniques, All who have completed a basic education of 9 forms and who wish to have a career in forestry are awaited here to study either forest management or operation of forest machines. Those who have completed forestry-related secondary studies can choose between areas of study emphasizing either civiculture or forest industry. They too can learn to operate forestry machines. Just as Estonia's coniferous forests are perennial, so are many of the forestry techniques that teachers have transferred to students throughout the generations. The tools, on the other hand, have changed. Here we have our new Valmet forwarder computer, which enables one to change the properties for the crane. Felling operations are carried out with a chainsaw and a modern harvester. The felled timber is gathered together by using a forwarder. Since operating modern forestry machines requires a high level of skill, basic operator competencies are acquired in trainers and simulators before one is allowed to take a seat in the cabin of an expensive machine. Incidentally, the controls for a harvester are remarkably similar to those of an airplane. Those who have a basic education or a high school education and see the possibilities inherent in trees and bushes for creating beauty are awaited to enroll in our landscape architecture area of specialization. Landscape planning is an applied branch of landscape architecture which requires that one knows how to plant trees, shape green spaces and walkways, and also be familiar with the principles of design. At Lua, one can study everything in our curriculum without having to quit one's job. A new form of study that enables studying while working is on-the-job education. An on-the-job student works in the same discipline that he or she is studying. Hands-on experience complements theoretical studies. One can become trained as an arborist, forestry machine operator, a landscape gardener, or as a forester while receiving on-the-job education. Becoming trained as a forester is also very well suited for the owners of private forests. Every tree requires the attention of a caretaker, be it in a garden or a city park. Specialists who are familiar with the needs of trees and their health are called arborists. They tend to trees, taking into account the biology of trees as well as changes that take place in their life cycle. Arborists are like mountain climbers who feel equally secure high in the foliage of a tree and on the ground. Pay attention to which side you make the felling cut on, depending on the grip you have on the saw. It seems to me that you ought to be climbing to the side. If you want to keep up with developments in the economy and technology, you have to gain new knowledge and skills on a periodical basis. For this purpose, we have set up a supplemental studies department at Lua that offers courses in forestry, lumber processing, gardening, and tourism. Construction of log cabins, the landscaping of home gardens, and the use of design software are among the most popular courses. In order to be a competitive educational establishment, the Lua Forestry School has focused on quality. Our students have been successful in vocational competitions arranged by European rural economics schools. Every year we put our knowledge and skills to the test in forestry and gardening competitions. We have brought home many medals, gold medals among them. A number of world champions have graduated from the Lua Forestry School. We have a very good school, the Lua Forestry School. All of the saw operators are its graduates, and practically all of the competitors here today have a Lua school background. So it just has to be a good school. Schools must be worthy and dependable, aiding society in its progress and building bridges from the present into the future. No one knows the needs of the future better than our recent graduates and present-day entrepreneurs. According to a survey carried out in 2008, 98% of the graduates of our school are employed. In comparison to the schools, high schools, basic schools, and other vocational schools in the area, 60 years is not a very long history. My opinion is that what counts is your spirit, whether you have heart. If these point you in the right direction, one has both the opportunity as well as the will to keep keeping on until one's 200th anniversary. We feel good and secure as we send another group of graduates on their way. For the level of skills of our graduates is well known on the labor market. The doors of employers are always open for graduates of our school.